Have you ever thought you were in love, but it just turned out to be an obsession or chemistry or fantasy? Most women think they're in love, but they're really not. It's either lust or limerence. But by the end of this video, I will teach you the difference between lust, limerence, and love. That way, you're able to protect your heart. If you're new here, welcome to Heal the New Sexy, where we discuss all things healing, self-love, and relationships. My name is Samantha. I am a licensed therapist and relationship coach. And today I want to talk about lust, limerence, and love, the 3 L's. But let me say this about love first, especially for the Christian girl. It's because oh, it's a sin, it's a sin. A little bit of lust is needed for a healthy relationship, okay? Anything that is out of control is problematic. So please don't come with the condemnation or anything like that. Listen, you can't get freedom with condemning yourself, okay? So now let's talk about lust. So it's the body talking. It's hormones, it's attraction, it's desire. That's what lust is. You see a man, he look how you like him to look. Anybody who know me know I like a man with some kneecaps and some biceps. So you may be thinking, what are you talking about? See, the men that be doing them RDLs and them squats, their kneecaps look a certain way. That's because of that thigh muscle. Okay, true life story. I was going to the mailbox in the summertime, and there was a man with some shorts on. I looked down and I saw them kneecaps, and them thighs were developed the way I like them thighs to be developed. Okay, because when you got thighs like that, it say you got some power. It say your back work. Okay, oh Lord, have mercy. Let me go on about my business. That's lust. That's lust. It becomes problematic when you keep feeding that lust, okay? When you keep thinking about that thing, how he turned you on, that's lust. And sometimes lust can become out of control, all right? So lust, it feels intense, it's consuming, it's impulsive. It has you getting up at 2 o'clock in the morning to go to that man's house and good dog and well, you gotta be to work at 6. Girl, what is you doing? But you can't build a healthy relationship on lust. Now, men are visual. Women are too. We both visual, okay? Because that's what meant to just think men are visual, women are not. But we're visual creatures, and sometimes if you don't manage your eye gates, that's when you can be lustful. Think about everybody and their mama who used to like Denzel Washington. They didn't like Denzel just because of his acting. They like Denzel because Denzel looked the way Denzel looked. Okay, Denzel, Idris Elba, Michael Ealy, Michael B. Jordan, that's lust. The Rock, I used to love The Rock, child. Ooh, child. But you know why? Because he had some biceps and some kneecaps. Ow! Okay, right? Red flags. You don't really know him, but you crave him. Girl, I just... Or you think the things I would do to him, that's lust. Connection is physical, but not emotional. There are some relationships that start off just based off of physical attraction and sex. So you're more focused on that than you are building an emotional connection. And this is how you also know a man is lusting after you. He's just talking about you, girl, how you looked in them jeans. You was looking so good. You was smelling so good. I just want to touch you. Now, again, in healthy relationship, there is a little bit of lust. Just a little bit, not so much. Okay? But he's trying to push into that sexual part very quickly. It's lust. He doesn't really care about you, okay? You ignore red flag. You ignore incompatibility, forgive me, y'all, because the chemistry feels addictive. You ever met a man? What a man. He ain't no good man, girl. It's just something about him. I just can't get enough of him, girl, because it's intoxicating. That's lust. There's this pull for him. That's lust. Like, it's just, it's lust. Sometimes that chemistry you feel is really lust. That desire is really lust. And if you're not careful, it can become insatiable. Okay? So that's lust. Okay? I really want to focus on the you don't know him, but you crave him. Sometimes, and let me tell you this, lust can show up in women particularly. And 2 reasons I'm going to focus on this. This is not exhaustive. 1, you were introduced to sex before you were mature for it. This could have been through rape or molestation, CSA or molestation, okay? So you are very lustful because that was introduced to you, and you feel like that's the only way to create connection and relationship, okay? So that's one. Two, women can be very lustful and they can be wanting a man because when we don't get the love and appreciation that we deserve as children, because children deserve love and appreciation, we then start looking for it in a substitute. And the substitute is in relationships with men, and men do the same thing. Okay? So your lust, your craving is really for love and connection. Okay? All right. Don't go be hard on yourself. Don't condemn yourself. Don't judge yourself. You can't judge and heal at the same time. And I'm just saying that because as it comes to lust for women, sometimes it feels very shameful. And I don't want you to feel shamed, okay? Ain't no shame over here. We free over here. And I did a video about shame, so you might want to check that out, okay? And I'll put it up here. All right, let's talk about limerence. The obsession or fantasy-based infatuation when you're more in love with the idea of him than the reality. Limerence often happens sometimes when you meet a man and you just become obsessed with him, but it's not reciprocal. You are making him up in your mind. When you're giving a man a benefit of the doubt, oh, he didn't text me back because he's probably busy. That could be limerence. Limerence. Okay. Some of the kingdom spouse narrative is rooted in limerence. Some of that, when people talk about the prodigal spouse, I'm so glad I don't see that stuff anymore. That's rooted in limerence. When you have a fantasy about him that's not rooted in the reality of who he is, that's limerence. When we have crushes, we in high school, we have crushes, you've been crushing on him for 15 years, you still keep in hope that he'll come, that's limerence. Okay? You replay every text, every glance. It's a fantasy that you've created. You've created a whole fantasy of you guys getting married and having children. You're keeping on hope. Even some of the TV, I'm thinking about like Dawson's Creek and all of that. There was some limerence there. There was limerence. Some relationships where it's like, we dated and then we were apart for this many years and that woman was stuck. She was stuck in limerence. She was waiting for him to come back. And then when he came back, it's like, okay, they don't, how do I explain this? Okay. We've seen sometimes online that there are women who waited multiple years for him to live his life and all of these things. You talk about, oh, I still saw the good in him. I knew he was going to be my husband, blah, 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 blah. That's limerence. It's fantasy. It's not reality. And if you are hyping this man up to be something that he's not, that's limerence. Okay? Limerence often comes from emotional hunger, unhealed wounds, or attachment styles. If you're an anxious attached girly, you may engage in limerence. The fantasy, even avoidant women may engage in limerence because you're fearful to be in the relationship. So limerence feels safe. You may have grown up with a very active imagination, and that's where limerence is. It's in your imagination. See, lust, right, is in the feeling, is in the body. Limerence is in the imagination. It's about fantasy, and you fantasize about him and the relationship you can have. Some of you may be like, why did he choose her over me? And you're engaging, that's limerence, okay? Limerence is your nervous system chasing validation, not love. You want to be chosen, and you want to be chosen by him. Okay? So, if it feels like love, right? Because your brain is chasing a high, it's not chasing the truth. Sometimes you could be, and I haven't heard anyone talk about this, but you could be in a relationship with a man and still be limerent because you are fantasizing about who you want him to be and not who he's showing up. And that's sometimes how we get stuck in relationships, because we keep fantasizing about him changing or how he was in the past versus who he's showing up today. We like to romanticize the past in order to keep us from being present and keep us from making decisions that will help us move on. And sometimes there are some men that will feed your limerence. He doesn't know that he's feeding your limerence, but he's just keeping you on the hook. So that's why he hit you with those hey boo texts, them hey big head texts, them hey stranger texts. because he's trying to keep you on the hook. Meanwhile, you are obsessing about him and fantasizing about him, and you guys being in a relationship, and he's living his best life. He dating whoever, however, whenever, and you still holding on to him. That's limerence, so you have to check that, okay? Now let's talk about love. Love is a grounded connection. You feel calm. You feel safe. It's consistent. It's not lust, right? Okay? That has to do with this intense craving. It's not limerence, where it's a fantasy about who he is, and he may not even be in your life. You could be limerent 20 years. You know, people talk about their high school sweetheart. Oh, I just wonder, you know, why aren't we together? Was it the wrong time? What? That's limerence, okay? Love, you feel peace, not anxiety. It's mutual. The two of you have selected each other. It's not just about chemicals. It's not just about attraction. We are choosing each other. It grows through vulnerability and trust, not performance. Even when someone is limerent, you may be doing certain things to try to win the love and the approval of the person, and that person has made it clear that they don't desire a relationship with you. Okay? But love is safe. Love is a decision. We don't fall in love. We decide to be loved. We decide to love a person. It's a decision and a practice. It's not just a feeling. See, sometimes people say, I fell out of love, but love has to do with how you treat and care for a person. It's just not a feeling. Because in long-term relationships and marriage, you may fall out of love, but you're still going to be there because you may be you're committed. And you do the work to get back to each other. Okay? Real love doesn't spike your nervous system. It regulates it. Limerence is a part of your nervous system. Wanting to be selected, wanting to be chosen by a particular person who you, for whatever reason, you want that person's affection. And so with limerence, you have to do the internal work to figure out, why am I so focused on him? What is it about him that my nervous system feels like I have to be with him? And if you need help with that, check the description and schedule a coaching call. We don't want to bring this. You don't want to be limerent. I mean, there are women who've lost years being limerent on an ex-boyfriend or a fiance, or even a man who they believe they were supposed to marry. Limerence robs you of reality. It robs you of time. It robs you of being able to have true connection and love. Limerence is a counterfeit to love. And it's you filling your own cup, and that person isn't. Okay? Love, again, doesn't spike your nervous system. It's a decision. It's a practice. It's about being present. Love is present. Limerence is the fantasy. Okay? All right. So let's talk about how they show up in dating. Lust, quick attachment, strong chemistry, that fades fast. It's like, oh, we're just having fun. It's a good time. We do that in our 20s. It's a good time. He's cute. I'm cute. We're cute. That's lust. Limerence is a fantasy bond. There's inconsistent effort. There's anxiety cycles. Some of you stay in relationships because of limerence, or you stay in situationships because of limerence, not because of true connection and relationship. Love builds slow. There's emotional safety. There's mutual consistency. Both of you are showing up. Both of you are choosing each other. Both of you are vulnerable. You're transparent. Both of you care for each other. That's love. That's love. Remember we sing that song in church? Okay. Pay attention to what your body and emotions are telling you. Are you grounded or are you chasing? If you're chasing, that may be limerence. It may be lust, not love. Love is peaceful. If you love, and the thing is, with many of us, we didn't witness a peaceful love. We didn't witness a soft love, a gentle love. And so love has always been chaotic. It's always been anxiety producing. And so we create that because that was present in our childhood. We create that in our adulthood. But love is peaceful. And it's something that we have to learn, that to be at peace, that we don't have to perform for love. Love doesn't come and hurt us. It doesn't do those things. It's peaceful, it's kind, it's caring, it's soft, it's gentle, it's considerate, it sees you, it hears you, it considers you when it makes decisions. That's love. That's love. And many of us have never experienced that. Never experienced that, okay? So I want you to know that you deserve a love that doesn't confuse you, a love that doesn't make you chase or shrink, a love that loves you out loud, that's not built in fantasy, that's not built in your mind. That's a love that you deserve, all right? If this helped you to see yourself differently, please share it with a friend, okay? Please share the videos, because I don't want any woman to go through limerence. Limerence really keeps you stuck. Lust is different. Okay, because lust is a fast burn, but limerence keeps you stuck for years. So, and I also don't want you to keep confusing intensity for intimacy, because that's what lust is. Lust confuses intensity, and forgive me. Lust confuses intensity for intimacy. And I don't want that for you either. Again, if you need help, click the link in the description so I can help you. This is Heal the New Sexy. My name is Cynthia.